So this is Kelly right here. Kelly Christoph Twitter account. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. She's gone.
What if I told you that a single comment could shatter the trust between a franchise and its entire fan base overnight? Well, that's exactly what just happened. Kelly Krauskopf, the president of the Indiana Fever, has made what many are calling one of the most damaging mistakes in recent WNBA history.
So it looked like Indiana Fever president Kelly Christoph is running from the fans, and she's not giving answers. She has deactivated her social media account.
This story is everywhere right now, spreading across social media like wildfire. The backlash has been nothing short of overwhelming. Caitlin Clark's fans are furious. Kelly Krauskopf, the very person expected to stand firmly behind Clark, has now stunned everyone with a statement that feels like a complete betrayal. The comment wasn't just unexpected, it was wildly out of touch, and the fallout has been immediate. Fans around the world are openly discussing boycotting the franchise altogether. It's hard to believe how fast this situation has escalated. For Caitlin Clark and her supporters, this past week has felt like a never-ending roller coaster.
It is just absolutely not good enough that that the organization is doing this.
If you've heard this statement and believe Kelly Krauskopf should be held accountable, let me know your thoughts in the comments by dropping "Fire Kelly" below. And stay tuned, because what I'm about to share might completely change how you view this franchise. Let's break down exactly what Krauskopf said. Social media has been in a frenzy over her recent comments, and for good reason. During a recent interview, she dropped this statement: "We want to sustain the growth and interest in this franchise. This is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have foundational players in Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and we're going to continue building from there. But I want this team to be a leader, not just in basketball, but as a brand, an enduring brand, something like Apple. We believe we have a real opportunity here." At first glance, it might sound like typical front office talk, but when you look deeper at the timing and tone, it's easy to see why fans feel like this was a shot fired more at Caitlin Clark's growing stardom than support for it.
We have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand. Like.
They're now openly talking about building a brand that aims to be even bigger than Caitlin Clark herself. The boldness of that statement is hard to ignore.
Calling the Fever a lost cause is an understatement. Calling this organization a lost cause is an understatement.
Before Caitlin Clark joined the team, the franchise struggled to draw attention, with attendance numbers sometimes dropping as low as just 4,000 fans.
You're going to be regulated back to the days of drawing 4,000 in attendance.
Caitlin Clark has been the driving force behind the Indiana Fever's rise to national attention. She's brought millions of new fans, unforgettable moments, and turned the team into one of the most watched and talked about franchises in the entire WNBA. Yet now, it feels as though the organization is acting like this success happened without her.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have any opportunity. You have one opportunity. And her first initial is C and her second initial.
What makes this situation even more surprising is the timing of the statement. It wasn't made during a heated post-game press conference or after any major controversy. Instead, it happened during an event that was meant to honor Caitlin Clark and recognize the incredible impact she's had on this franchise. Rather than uplifting her or acknowledging her accomplishments, the comments seemed to completely overlook her contributions. Instead of celebrating her success, it diminished the value of everything she's helped build. Naturally, this raises serious questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. To make matters worse, the comparison they tried to make completely backfired, and not just a little, but in the most embarrassing and public way possible.
Boy, if you piss off this fan base and Caitlin Clark leaves, it's lights out.
One fan summed it up perfectly with a brutally honest response. They pointed out that without realizing it, Kelly actually made the perfect comparison. The fan explained it this way: Apple used to be known as a true innovator, leading the tech world by focusing on the quality of its products. But in recent years, Apple has shifted its priorities, becoming more focused on branding and marketing than on delivering groundbreaking products. Somewhere along the way, they forgot the most important lesson: quality comes first and everything else follows. And now it seems the Indiana Fever are making the same mistake. The fans sarcastically concluded, "Congratulations, Kelly. You've officially turned the Fever into Apple. Mission accomplished."
That was a powerful comment, bro. Powerful.
This fan didn't hold back and completely dismantled Kelly's entire argument by drawing a sharp comparison between the Indiana Fever and today's version of Apple. They pointed out that Apple, once celebrated for innovation and quality, has slowly lost sight of what made it great, shifting focus away from product excellence and towards marketing and image. And that's exactly what this fan believes is happening with the Fever. The comparison couldn't be more fitting.
Product. I'm sorry if you're under the belief that you think all these players were so great before they got here. That may be fine, but nobody cared, nobody watched. You're being warned by the fan base right now.
Across Twitter and other social media platforms, fans are in an uproar. The backlash has been immediate and intense. But this isn't just casual frustration. Fans are organizing. Many are openly discussing plans to boycott upcoming games and stop purchasing merchandise altogether. Their goal is clear: to send a message that directly impacts the franchise where it matters most.
It's energy, Kelly. Don't run now. That
we want to sustain the growth and the interest level.
And honestly, it's hard to blame the fans for feeling this way. Their frustration seems completely understandable given the circumstances.
All these people viewing these games, all these people showing up to your arena, they're showing up there for Caitlin Clark.
It's the fans who purchased the tickets and helped elevate Indiana to where it stands today.
Tank by 60%. You could replace her with anybody and your viewership tanks by 60%, while whichever team she goes to's viewership doubles and triples.
But how does the franchise respond in return? By minimizing the impact of the very player who played the biggest role in building this brand from the ground up.
But if it keep going at this rate, the fans are really going to boycott this basketball.
Let's take a moment to put this into perspective with a simple comparison. Back in the 1990s, Michael Jordan wasn't just part of the Chicago Bulls. He was the brand. The organization recognized his greatness and fully embraced it, which helped transform the Bulls into a global phenomenon. They didn't try to downplay his impact or claim they wanted to build something separate from him. Instead, they built the entire franchise around his talent and success. That's the kind of situation we're seeing unfold here today.
If you've got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the brand is going to build itself naturally.
Right now, Caitlin Clark is the face of the Indiana Fever. She is the driving force behind the franchise's brand, and the numbers make that undeniable. Since her arrival in the WNBA, she's sparked a massive surge in fan interest, boosted revenue, and significantly increased the team's visibility on a national level.
Cannot push aside your greatest assets, sideline them. You cannot, you can't take the spot.
Thanks to Caitlin Clark's individual success, the team's performance has seen noticeable improvement, and the fans are fully aware of it. But this is where things take a surprising turn. After the backlash surrounding Kelly Krauskopf's recent comments began to escalate, she quietly vanished from social media. Yes, she deactivated her accounts entirely. Rather than addressing the criticism head-on or offering clarity, she chose to step away from the spotlight altogether.
And I'm telling you right now, Kelly is running.
If you're going to make bold statements about the biggest star on your team, you need to be prepared to handle the reaction that comes with it. However, instead of addressing the situation directly, Kelly Krauskopf chose to quietly step back by deleting her social media accounts, as if hoping the controversy would simply disappear.
She's running. She don't want to give us answers. She's running.
When you take a closer look at everything that's unfolded over the past few months, from Stephanie White's post-game remarks to Cheryl Reeve's public criticism of Caitlin Clark, it all points to something deeper. This isn't just about basketball. It looks more and more like a behind-the-scenes power struggle between the franchise's front office and its passionate fan base. The organization appears eager to claim credit for the success Caitlin Clark has worked so hard to achieve on her own. They're pushing their own version of events, trying to reshape the narrative, but fans aren't falling for it. They see the reality for what it is.
Yeah, I know the old saying, the chickens is coming home to roost. Well, that's exactly what is happening for the Indiana Fever front office, man.
Fans know exactly why they started following the Indiana Fever, and it had nothing to do with the front office. The real reason was simple. Caitlin Clark. She's the star who captured their attention, and there's no debate about it.
Y'all ain't controlling nothing. We got the power. We could quit watching, quit buying, and quite frankly, quit giving a ish about the Indiana Fever.
Once again, it feels like the Indiana Fever's leadership is missing the bigger picture when it comes to Caitlin Clark's incredible talent. Kelly Krauskopf's comparison to Apple completely backfired, exposing what many fans had already begun to suspect, a lack of appreciation for what Clark brings to this franchise. Fans aren't staying silent. They're making their voices heard loud and clear. Meanwhile, other WNBA franchises would give up just about anything for the chance to build around a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. Just imagine what a team like Phoenix or Las Vegas could accomplish with her leading the way. It's truly shocking to see the Fever downplay the very player who has transformed their relevance overnight. If this organization keeps refusing to build around her strengths, one has to wonder, how long before Caitlin starts considering her other options?
The organization that doesn't want to build around Caitlin Clark is the organization she's currently at.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this is part of a deliberate strategy to push Caitlin Clark to the sidelines? Or was it simply a major misstep by the franchise? I'd love to hear what you think. And if you want to stay updated on more stories like this from around the WNBA, make sure to hit that subscribe button.